Man, that beat bops. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Don's Playbook, the fantasy playbook. Football fantasy at your finest, where dreams become reality. Let's get ready, get right into it. Because this past week, man, it was one to remember. It was tight end Sunday. Man, National Tight End Day. It paid off for those tight ends, I tell you that. But let's start off. You know how I started now. We're going to keep this bad boy going with the coach's chalkboard, the coach's chalkboard. This week, we got the number one seed in my league at work. And the man has been cooking his first year in with us. And then he's trying to come in and take over. Introducing Mr. Jamie.
What's
All
going
right,
on?
how we doing? How we doing? How we doing?
All right.
Right. So you just thought you just gonna come in and take over. I mean, we didn't take you seriously, of course, but you
I
coming
mean,
in
I've
and
been
take
doing this since 1992, so this is just a walk in the park for me.
man. So you was doing it back in the day when they was taking out the newspapers and
Yeah, you
getting
have
the
to
score.
wait Monday morning to get the results, or Tuesday morning
Right.
after the Monday night game.
exactly. Exactly how it was. All right. Let me ask you a couple questions, get in depth, and see what you think about your team.
Okay.
So, first off, after the draft, how did you feel about the team that you drafted?
Well, I felt okay until I found out there was the extra offensive player, because I was skeptical to see three quarterbacks go in the first round. I was like, okay, I'm gonna win this league, and then and then I realized it was the extra offensive player, so my strategy would have been a little different. I wouldn't have took
Mm.
Richardson in that seventh round. You see how that ended up, so I just cut him. But yeah, but overall, I'm pretty confident about my team.
All right, all right, all right. I mean, yeah, they are in first place right now, so I'll be confident about them also. So yeah, you can't, go too wrong right now. So, what did you focus on during the draft? Was it best available players, or did you just go in to fill the significant positions?
My strategy was get running backs first, because there's plenty of receivers in the in the league. So I wanted to get that Barkley and who seems like it's going to be the MVP, Henry.
Right,
That
right.
was, that was my first two picks, so it's paying off.
So yeah, it killed me to lose Henry. I've been having Henry the past like 2 years, and it was been my stud. And yeah, I was hurt. I got him in my other league, but
And
I
I got
was
Henry in the second round,
yeah, and that's definitely because you had what pick did you have? Do you remember?
eighth.
Mm, yeah, that definitely ain't bad, man.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. So by looking at your team thus far this season, who can you not lose to injury?
Oh, definitely Henry. He's the league MVP. I mean, Baltimore should have gave him more carries last week against my Browns, but I wasn't mad at that.
Right, right. He definitely getting that rock, but they definitely could have gave it more to him. I mean, they
Yeah,
shouldn't have lost.
he
I
did
don't know
get a
how they
he
lost
did
it.
get a TD though.
He's good. He's on that streak. He gets a
Hmm.
TD every week. All right. So looking at your team, what is your probability of how far your team can go?
No, we can go all the way to the top. I mean, I'm confident. I mean, I'm getting over 200 points. I'm averaging over 200 points a game, so I'm looking real strong. Y'all might
Yeah,
kick me out after this season. I don't know.
yeah, no doubt about it. Y'all looking strong, and there's always an exit door. the commissioner, the commissioner rules. Oh man, yeah, we hating that, but hey, it's all fun. I mean, I have won this. I have had this trophy for the past 2 years, so
Yeah, it's about
somebody
to
got
take a
some
new
stuff.
residency.
All right. So, how long have you? Well, matter of fact, you already answered that question. I was about to ask, how long have you been playing fantasy football?
32 years.
Mm. Yeah. See, we showing our age right
Yeah, back when Jerry Rice was the number one pick of the draft.
there. Hey, greatest receiver of all time. Yes,
Mm.
sir. All right. So, but how long you been playing? What is your most memorable fantasy football moment you experienced?
Man, that's a good question. I'm probably thinking when I had Randy Moss and Brady. I got Randy Moss like mid rounds because he was coming from the Raiders, so nobody's really had
Mm,
confidence in him. So that was that double up. That was probably my most memorable.
yeah. Most time, it's kind of funny you think about you saying about Brady. I remember I drafted Brady one time, and that one time I've drafted him was the time he got hurt in the first round. I mean, the
Oh,
first week,
yeah.
and I
And they changed. They
yeah
ended up changing the rules because of that.
yeah, no doubt. Well, let's wrap it up with Don's chalkboard. Jamie, I appreciate you coming on with me. Little chat and looking forward to you have a good fantasy football season. So
Yeah.
far, so good.
Just saying, Jayhawks Productions will see whoever comes against me in the Super Bowl. So we'll see who that is in what week 15, week 16, whenever it'll take place. So we'll be there.
All right, Jayhawk Productions, it is. Have a good one.
All right.
Hey, another good one for the Don's chalkboard. I mean, this fantasy football's been going on a long time, so it is really good. It keeps you tuned in. You never know who you might root for next. All right, let's get on to my top players from last week. You know what? Jalen Hurts. We're going to start right there at the very beginning. Jalen Hurts delivered 35 points and he was rocking and rolling. The man has 16 of 20, 236 yards, one touchdown. He also, he can get out a little bit, not as much as he used to, but also 10 carries, 37 yards, two T's, two TDs. That tush push. You know how he do. 35 yards. 35 points. Bo Nix. Hey, who knew? I got him starting one of mine. He delivered. Bo Nix, 28 of 37, 284 yards, three touchdowns for a grand total of 30 points. Kirk Cousins. He's still out there. He's trying to get those Falcons together, but he was throwing it rock. 23 of 29, 276 yards, four touchdowns for a total of 29 points. Boy, I tell you, Kirk Cousins so up and down like a seesaw. Man. Next up, we go into our top running backs of last week. Number one, who would have known? James Cook. He was out there cooking. 17 carries, 111 yards, two touchdowns, three three receptions for 22 yards for a grand total of 28 points. Man, Devon Agent is back. And he's starting, where you got Tua back, I guess everybody else steps up the same time. So, hey, more power to y'all, man. Y'all might be on the verge of doing a little something now. He had 10 carries, 97 yards, six receptions for 50 yards, for one touchdown, a total of 27 points. Man, he was out there doing it. Oh, now, hopefully, Tariq feels it, feels it that he might need to step up now. Everybody get along, Miami. Josh Jacobs, he was the next up, the big thing. 25 carries, Josh. Okay. 25 carries, 127 yards, and 2 tutties for 25 points and a half. Yeah. All right. They was running out there, the running backs. C.D. Lamb. We going to the top wide receivers. He's going, hey, this man, C.D. Lamb, was doing his thing. That's what it was all about. We gonna talk about his numbers later, but right now his points 39 and a half points. Hmm. Top player out there. San Francisco just let him do what he wanted at times. Laura McConkey, a lot, 29 points. But the thing about it, the man has 6 receptions, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Mm. Who'd have thought that? Mm-mm. No. And I didn't know if Cedric Tillman was that just fool's gold. Hey, he's getting that thrown at him. So 7 receptions, 99 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I said two. Cedric, he might be up. I did pick him up in one of my leagues. I did. Why not? Next up, I tell you, it was National Tight End Day. And one thing about National Tight End Day, the tight ends across the league, 16 total touchdowns for the tight ends. 15, 15 tight ends scored over 10 points. And there was from the tight ends now, 177 receptions in a single day. That's the record for the tight ends. Even though this ain't been going on long, but I'm a tight end guy, and I gotta have the Mr. Kittle. Yes. But let's start off with the top tight end from last week, K. Alvin. K. Alvin with 29 points. I'm telling you, he had 9 receptions, 81 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Cal Pitts showed up. We got a Cal Pitts sighting. When Cal Pitts steps up, you know, hey, Atlanta's doing something. 4 receptions for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, 4 receptions, half those receptions touchdowns. Yeah, I'll take that. Travis Kelsey. That man's, hey, he trying to say he ain't gone yet. Don't forget about him. 10 receptions for 90 yards and 1 touchdown. Got a total of 25 points. And my guy, Mr. George Kittle. You know, he don't play. 6 receptions, 128 yards, and 1 touchdown. Yeah, he did it to those boys. He did it. Travis Kelce. I mean, Mr. George Kittle. Poof, there you go. And Trey McBride. 9 receptions, 124 yards, and 21 points. I just had to give the tight end some love. They had to get the love this week. National Tight End Day. Let's move on. You know, we got the top defense this week. The Steel Curtain was one of them. The Steel Curtain, 13 points. They had 1 touchdown. They had 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery, and 4 sacks. Now let's go to the Lions. The Lions with 13 total points, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and 1 sack. Hey, and they just allowed like 143. Matter of fact, take it back. They just allowed 14 points. I was trying to add some more on there. So yeah, they was handling business, and Lions definitely did what they did. Felt sorry for those guys. They spanked them. Woo! And let's move on to the kicker, the top kicker of the week. And there's Carlson. 16 points for him, 3 field goals, and 3 PATs. 16 points from your kicker. Hey, can't go wrong right there. Definitely can't go wrong. Woo. Next up, we're about to move it to my overachiever of the week. I mean, I'm starting to hear this name a little bit. more. Cedric Tillman, 7 receptions, 99 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The man was predicted 9 points. He put out 29 points. If you was fortunate enough to have him right there, that extra boost, that might have just won the game. To my overachiever of the week, Cedric Tillman. All right. Now, who didn't show up to the game? Who didn't show up to the dance? Who wasn't ready? Evidently, DJ Moore. I mean, he could have helped. They didn't have to get beat the last minute, last second, but I guess not. He was projected 15.6 and just got you 5.4. I mean, DJ Moore, he just had him. He was just targeted 4 times. So evidently they wasn't looking for him too much. 2 receptions, 7 yards, 2 carries. I guess he had one good long one, but 27 yards, that didn't do nothing. He ain't producing no numbers. 5 ain't about to do nothing. Show up next game, DJ. Show up next game. Mm, mm, mm. Now, who are we starting this coming week? We starting with Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon them, they're going against the Jets. You might not can pass on the Jets, but you can run on the Jets. You can run on them.
They ain't played nobody.
We know how that goes. Nobody. Now, B. John Robinson. I'm telling you, ATL's playing against the Dallas Cowboys this week. The Dallas Cowboys can't contain, and they're not about to do too much run themselves. But Bijan should have him a good game against those Cowboys. You got Kurt to try to open it up and feed it down. Yeah. I don't know if they might win, but I'm seeing Bijan at least 1 or 2 touchdowns. Then we're going to Garrett Wilson over in the Jets. Now, thing about it, they are going against Houston. Houston got some good pass defense. But the thing about it, Garrett gets fed the ball, targeted. He averages 10 targets a game. He's the most targeted receiver out there right now. So, Mr. Rogers, he stays in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Always getting looked for. Now, now, this is one of my iffies because we don't know what type of the Saints started, and then they. So if anybody has to show up, it has to be Lave. So that's my 50-50 chance. So Brock Bowers, just saying Brock Bowers just sound hard. Brock Bowers, he's getting that target, and they got to feed somebody in Vegas because Vegas don't know what's going on no more. They all over the place. Just give it up. Just give it up. But somebody got to receptor that ball, and he's getting a lot of targets and he's catching a lot of balls. Going Brock. And the funny thing about it, playing Bengals defense, they going against Vegas. So, but they won. They got 7 interceptions so far this year, and they should be able to contain enough. Or the thing about it, they got to contain enough, like I said, because they might stop the rush, but the pass, This NFL so iffy is crazy enough. So I might start him, but at the same time, you got plug in defense and stuff like that. I just had to pick up a new kicker, but I don't want to drop the kick I got. So, don't know. Now, who am I sitting on the bench? Because I don't think they are going to show up. Rico, we don't know Rico's stature right now, but I think the last I seen that he's listed as healthy. But Dallas run the ball. They are not running the ball well at all. Like last week, they was trying to stuff Zeke in the box. But no, Zeke don't got no more. And they probably gonna roll with Kareem Hunt more. So not Kareem Hunt, not Kareem Hunt, but I'm Kansas City. But yeah, they probably gonna run him less, giving up more than Rock. So J.K. Dobbins, don't know how healthy he is, but I think his touches are coming less and less. So I'm sitting him. Chargers sitting. All right. Adam Leon Adam is his targets getting less. His catches are getting less. He might have one big catch, but I'm telling you, one reception for 25 yards ain't about to do too much for you. Rashad Bateman, now, now they got the added addition of another weapon, but at the same time, he's good, maybe one catch, and he might be good for two at the most, but I don't trust him at all. And Dallas's defense, man, Dallas's defense is like Swiss cheese, and Josh Allen's going to throw all through them. By the end of the night, they probably will have negative points. So I'm definitely not trusting Dallas. I mean, Dolphins defense, not at all. All right, who's my top pickups now? We got Matthew Stafford. Now you got his receivers back. Now they starting to show why he needed them so much. Now the Los Angeles Rams, they are moving along and they starting to win once again. So Matthew Stafford, he can get you fill in. 39% owned in leagues. Jameis Winston. Now we know what he can do, and Deshaun is gone and probably gone for good. So he just owned his 6%. And he's gonna throw that ball. He might throw a couple interceptions at the same time, but he's gonna throw that ball. McConkey. Now he's he's getting that love. He's getting that love. So that's why he's owned 78%. And if he's still out there in some leagues, now I think I've seen him on my own, but I didn't want to drop the players I got to pick him up. But some of these you need fill-ins. These bye weeks are starting, and that's how it goes. So fill them in. Elijah Moore in Cleveland. Now, I think Cleveland's going through, as in, they're going to start producing more, as in James Winston's going to start pitching that ball out more. So you're going to see more balls getting different ways. So you can trust Elijah Moore might get you a couple, put in so much. Yeah. 8% on. 8% on. Dalton Schultz. Now, Houston, they going through injury issues, and it's so many injuries and stuff going on now in the leagues, and now you got bye weeks going on. You got to start plugging and playing. Plugging and playing. So he's just owning 60% of the leagues out there right now. And Eagles defense, they own it 40%. if you need to plug them in, let me tell you, they're going against Jacksonville this weekend. And who knows what Jacksonville will show up, but probably the same old Jacksonville that started the season. So, yeah, Eagles might help you out. Let's move on. Now, every week you find that one player, and if you had him on your team, he was good for nothing. And this week, hey, my trash player of the week, man, he wasn't doing too much of nothing. Now, he was projected a little something. So, you probably like, let's put him in. Let's put him in. He can get me something. Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett, Seattle. Now, had one reception, 9 yards, just got targeted 3 times. Just by you getting targeted 3 times, you probably was still trash because you wasn't getting yourself open. You probably was out there. But just he was projected 13.5 points. Got you 1.9. Pathetic. Tyler Lockett, you are trash this week. God, suck. All right. Now, this week, Don's player of the week. Man, he topped it all. He did his thing. And the Cowboys didn't all the way show up, but CD Lamb said, "Hey, I want that rock. Throw it my way. I'm going to show up." CD Lamb, 13 receptions, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The man had 39.5 points, topping all players across. CD Lamb. Man, 49ers gave 49ers gave him 2 open touchdowns. Just open. They just like, take it. Take it. CD Lamb. Crash. Good week. Good week. Oh man. This past week in my fantasy football world. 4 leagues, y'all know. 4 leagues. I try to step them down every year and I still can't do it. But let's say this. I went 3-1. And the one I lost, I'm talking about tied. I'm thinking I'm about to pull this out. You got George Pickens playing. I'm like, all right, he got it. My guy had Najee, and that I was playing against. By the end of the night, it was neck and neck. I was thinking I won it. Didn't look at it no more. Woke up the next morning, looked at the phone. Tied ball game. So how I got my league set up? Most points on the bench wins the game. I'll be damned. He had 2 players on his bench with over 30 points. And that was enough said because my bench was on the bench for a reason. But it's crazy. It's crazy. But I had it set up like that, so I take the loss. I'm 3-5 in that league, and that's the worst league I got. It's terrible. Just terrible. I can't. But you know what? Hey, enough of that. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the Don's Fantasy Football Playbook. And, tune in next week. Um, keep dreaming and making bold moves. Until next time, Fantasy out.